every single Sunday I have my coaching calls with my one-on-one students. And one particular convo actually stuck with me, which is exactly what made me kind of get an idea of recording this video right here. It's about goals. And I realized that I can genuinely record a video covering exactly how I hit any goal that I set in my life. And that's real, no cap. Now you might think I'm crazy or something, but I had a call with one of my students, and he started blaming his closer, which is, to be fair, once you hear the story, it is kinda understandable because he's booked around 20 calls, high quality calls in fact, but his closer only managed to close 2 or so, I don't even know. But yeah, he managed to do his part of the job, closer didn't, unfortunately, and then he got back to me and said, yo, you know what, I'm kind of getting demotivated because I'm booking these calls like crazy, 3 a day or so, I don't know what's the average, and he's not closing any. Like, I would rather spend my weekend chilling with my family in a living room watching TV and not actually being bothered about this business. And I was like, okay, super understandable, but let me tell you a quick story. And now, then I tell him the story. I told him a story of how when I got started over 2 years ago, I was booking 60 calls. I booked 60 calls in 2 months for a client. So on average, one per day. And I got zero closes. Zero closes. But that's literally what made me change my intention. And now we are here at the main topic of this video. I want to say the intention to learn is by far the most important thing that you can do as a business owner or as a setter even. I don't know, let's say you want to hit your 50K a month goal. Never just scale for the money. Never try to be at that position for the sake of money, because money follows. Money is like water. Money is literally like a side reward on the side that you get for the efforts that you put in. Now, you literally need to be at the level where you deserve the results. For example, if I don't hit my goals, I don't deserve those goals. That's exactly what I'm saying. And for that exact reason, when I set the goal, I will never just tailor my life around hitting that goal. But what I will do is reverse engineer the exact inputs that have to be done in order for me to get there. And that's how inevitably you're gonna hit your goal every single time you set some. And when I actually realized that fully was when, I wouldn't say, yeah, actually, two of my friends, very close friends from the same program I've been through when I got started over 2.5 years ago or whatever, we had the same goal. But even though they were in that program for less time than me, I was there for like a year and a half longer, they managed to hit their goals before I did. And now, there are three main mentalities in sales. You can either be a victim, you can be a survivor, or you can be a conqueror. Now, obviously, they're making more money than me, and I don't mind it because they deserve it. And that's my main point. I could try to victimize myself and be like, yo, bro, I've been here in this space longer than them. I'm surely better than them. And in fact, I genuinely believe I am better than every single one of these guys out there when it comes to sales, setting, closing, whatever. But, what's the thing? There surely must be something that they are doing better than me. Or in other words, they're at the level where they deserve making more money than me. Do you see the point? Do you see the point? Yeah. And now, in order for me to hit the goal, which is obviously to make the same amount of as they are making, I need to make sure that my inputs are actually like needle moving, I would say, only needle moving activities. Because you surely, if you're watching this, I'm sure that you're already one of the best coaches or agency owners in the market, and I'm sure that you read Atomic Habits. And that's the thing. These seemingly insignificant steps that are making you, move forward, compounded over a year's time, make you be in the 37.7 times better situation compared to when you started. Kaizen, Chinese or Japanese philosophy, I don't know. But it's a power of compound effect. And I know that when let's say, I want to hit 50K a month and my offer is 5 grand, let's say. Or no, let's say in your example, your offer is 5 grand because mine isn't. I make my money off of the revenue share, as you know already. So it would be kind of a dumb example. But let's say your coaching or agency offer is 5 grand and you want to hit 50K a month. Simple math, yeah, obviously you need to close 10 deals in a month. But in order for you to close these 10 deals in a month, you need to book let's say 20 calls. You need to book 20 high quality calls per month, and then your closing rate is 50%, which by the way I consider terrible. So I'm sure that you even have a better closing rate on like 70, 80%. But let's say on the low end, the worst case scenario, you need to book 20 calls to close 10 of those for 5 grand. And in order for you to book 20 calls, you need to propose, I don't know, 35, 40 calls, which is 50% booking to proposal ratio. And then in order for you to propose those, you need to send X amount of VSLs, whatever you want. And in order for you to be in a position where you can send those VSLs, you need to attract, or your opener, if you're doing outbound campaign, if you're running ads, whatever, your conversion, your conversation opener needs to be on point as well. Either yours or Setter's, I don't know. I'm sure you already have the workload delegated or not, I don't know, but that's also a super important factor that I've covered in other video. Collecting an army of high quality men that are ready to dive straight into battle head first, just in the deep ends, while you obviously handle all these high leverage activities of the business. I used an example of Alexander the Great, I used an example of Genghis Khan, how they, in their respective period of time, whenever they lived couple hundred years ago, they were conquering, not because they were doing it all by themselves, but because they created a battle plan and then gathered an army of people who would execute on that battle plan. And you need to do the same. Step by step, plan needs to be there in order to hit the goal. Not for the sake of hitting the goal. Like I've said, it's gonna follow. It's gonna be a side reward for all the inputs that you manage to do. Yeah. So let's say a year ago, when I didn't even have my agency that I'm running right now, where I'm training, placing, and managing setters for 6, 7, 8-figure businesses with the purpose of helping them make more money, delegating the workload and shit. When I didn't even have that business back then, I was imagining myself, oh shoot, bro, like imagine me making 3 grand, collecting some paid in full for 3K or whatever. And I was literally just imagining myself in that position being all G and shit. And then when I started collecting those amounts of money, I realized that it doesn't even fulfill me, because I'm sure I deserve even more for all the inputs that I've done throughout the time. You get me? So what I did was literally completely, entirely emotionally detached myself from the outcome and just focused on the inputs. Because you, as a man, your life is already hard. You surely need to provide for a family. You're building a foundation if you still don't have a wife and kids and stuff. You're building a foundation so all of them can live an easier life later down the line. You're grinding, you're scaling your company, trying to quit 9 to 5, whatever it is that you're doing right now, you watching this video. So if it's already that hard, why the hell would you make it even harder for yourself? By breaking your mind about, oh, if I'm gonna hit my goal or not. For example, just me being fully transparent. In the previous video, I talked about how I fumbled 2 sales that would have saved the month for me, and right now month is not looking good. Stripe is dry as fuck, genuinely. Even though I hit the record month last month in February. But I don't care, because me not hitting my goal doesn't mean I'm gonna give up. You get me what I'm saying? It's just a part of the process. It's just a part of the process, because that's my life right now. Me constantly getting better in order for me to actually be at the position where I deserve the results that I'm so hardly striving for, And I literally wrote a quote down here. Stop trying to scale just for the money, get better first, and money will follow. Because that's my genuine belief. I never met anyone in my life not hitting their goal if they truly deserve it. Because I ain't working with victims, that's the thing. And all these people around me are either survivors or conquerors. To be fair, more conquerors, because yeah, I don't even consider these survivors a valid sort of guys. But you see the point, yeah. So like I said, stop trying to scale just for the money, get better first, and money will follow. That's a genuine belief. That's just how the universe works. Like Andrew Tate said, if you truly and genuinely do your best, it's inevitable for you to just hit any goal that you set for yourself in life. And to follow up on what I said at the beginning of the video with my one-on-one coaching student, after we had our call, I motivated him like crazy. And very next day, he managed to book one person on a call, and I don't want to take the credit for it, but I'm sure there must be something. It's surely not a coincidence. The very next day, he booked a person on a call, and the guy got closed for 5 grand. He made £500 commission, you know. And now, why does this matter even? Simply because I feel that my setter, my one-on-one coaching student, subconsciously started putting more efforts into his setting to get better, genuinely to get better, and the money will follow. And I think that money followed immediately. Just one quick story for you as well, and I'm sure you're gonna relate with me too. We all go gym, right? And I'm sure that there is some guy, we all have this one guy in the gym that's constantly there, but he's never improving. He's like either a skinny or fat motherfucker, just constantly being at the same place. But he's going gym. Now, what's the problem? The intention of his is the problem. His intention is not to actually lose weight or build muscle, but it's just to be there for the sake of being there. You know, I know 5, 10 guys at least in my gym only, and I'm living in some countryside type of area, you know. So you need to make sure that your intention changes as well. Genuinely, this is generally super important, because I know everyone is talking about mindset. It is super important, but no, this is a whole another level of it, because you can't break your mind about not hitting the goal. If you didn't hit your goal, you don't deserve it. As simple as that. And I think you need to literally look yourself in the mirror and have some sort of reality check. Is the person you're looking to in the mirror a person that deserves the results you want? That's a real question. And I know that I still am not the person, emphasizes is on not the person that is capable of actually hitting the goals that I've set for myself. But guess what? I'm working towards there. I'm working towards that goal. How? By breaking down every single step and just doing these needle moving activities every single day. Every single day. Like a chessboard. You obviously want to progress. With every single move, you want to progress. If you fail, it means that you made a wrong move a couple moves back. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully this was helpful, because it is super important to put the perspective on it and just realize that if you're not hitting your goals, you don't deserve it. Make sure you do deserve it, because then you are always going to hit your goals. Reverse engineer, and literally that's like a roadmap for you. Set the goal, write it down on a piece of paper, reverse engineer, and start executing on inputs. Literally mindlessly execute on inputs without overthinking, because like we established, our life as men is already hard, so there's no reason for us to make it even harder. Let's fucking go, boys. It's do or die time. Q2 is approaching, scaling season. It's all about diving into the battle head first, just straight in the deep ends. And yeah, if you found it helpful, make sure to subscribe. And like I said already, it's time to gather an army of high quality setters, closers, and managers, whatever you want. And if you're not at the level of making 6-7 figures, like I said, make sure to subscribe, watch my other videos, so once you are there, me and you can just partner in some way, because like I've said, don't have any geeky course to sell you. It's all about revenue share. Also, let me know if this video was helpful. Give me some pointers too, so I can tailor my further videos even better, so I can help you even more. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and keep smashing it. Do or die time.